MicroCraft, new game releases, site updates, and more.
Hey guys, I'm Chris.
I'm Simon.
Welcome back to WSGF News episode 23.
Now in cinematic 30 frames per second, just like Ubisoft.
So what we're going to talk about here, some Minecraft, right?
So yeah, we've it's been a while, but we're going to we have some little old news, and then we're going to kind of kick it off with some new news. And this older news is the buyout of Mojang, the people who make Minecraft.
Yeah, and I have a little soft spot in my heart for Mojang because I did play Minecraft when it first came out. I got the original purchase, when you could pay like $1 or $2 or whatever it was, and you got the game forever, pretty much. And I follow Notch on Twitter and on Reddit, and I read a lot what he says, and I feel kind of bad for the guy because he's gotten under a lot of intense scrutiny from the fans and from the media. Mm-hmm. And I think he just wants to make games,
Yeah, the big thing with this story is, first of all, it was like a multi-billion-dollar
$2 billion or something ridiculous.
And a lot of the the speculation on the reason why has to do with the mobile side sort of thing.
Yeah.
The top paying ads for both Android and iOS is Minecraft Pocket Edition. And so Microsoft, who owns the Windows Phone OS, wants to kind of
they want to capitalize on it.
Capitalize on that sort of thing, sort of bring that over there. They were working on that before the buyout, but I guess it kind of just pushes and puts more resources into it. So that's the speculation on that.
Minecraft is actually, now that you mention it, I think Minecraft's been extremely successful on the Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's been extremely successful. So Microsoft probably really wants to keep it going.
Keep it going.
And they can make it Xbox exclusive.
Maybe, who knows?
Something like that.
But the other thing with this is the whole situation with Notch. Notch left Mojang.
Yeah, Notch and two of the other guys.
Carl and
Jans.
Jans, yes, who are the people who left. And the reason being, said on his blog post, was that he wasn't really trying to make a big successful game, put a lot of sort of pressure on him. So now it's like, it's from the makers of Minecraft.
Yeah.
And so it kind of puts some needed pressure, I think, and it kind of lends to the sort of nature now of the internet and fandom of games and communities.
For sure. I agree. I think that there's two things going on at play here. One is that I think the media does a very bad job sometimes about the way they talk about games or news. I see a lot of sensationalized headlines and articles, and
you won't believe the results of this if you click this?
Exactly. On clickbait, all kinds of stuff. And I think the second thing is that I think a lot of people, especially on Twitter and Reddit and stuff, when you have being anonymous on the internet, I think you can be a really big scumbag. And I think a lot of people, they get hyped for a new game that Notch is making, and then some people want to be rude to Notch about it, and I can see why he wants to quit. A bunch of random people on the internet are being rude, and all you want to do is make games, and you don't know if the game you're making is going to be successful as Minecraft. It probably won't, right? It's kind of the same thing as J.K. Rowling with Harry Potter. She may never write another book that's as popular as Harry Potter, but she probably wants to continue writing books.
She actually, this is going off on a tangent, I have a lot of literary friends. She actually wrote a book with a pseudonym.
I saw that, and it didn't do as well. I do remember that. So, that's, as a writer, that's an avenue you can do to be anonymous. But what can Notch do? I mean, he could delete his handle and totally be a totally anonymous person. I think he just wants to make games in peace.
Yeah, I mean, that also speaks to the ability for idolization over the internet towards all these content creators. I mean, back in like the 80s and 90s, it wasn't as easy to communicate with those people.
Yeah.
And now you're getting like, I can just, and they get the message. And so there's a lot of more, I guess, bombardment from the communities to the content creators.
I think, unfortunately, in the world that we live in, the negative stuff that comes through social media is louder.
Oh, any sort of media. Yeah, I mean, you look at the news or anything like that.
Yeah, I think negative stuff always kind of overflows. Yeah, so this Minecraft buyout is extremely interesting. So seeing the future of Minecraft will be, interesting to watch.
Still no word on the two games they were making, Scrolls, and there was something else.
It's
Zero
like a
X
hex
kind of code.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone's going their own ways, and yeah.
Yeah, well, I hope the best to Notch, and I hope that him and the team at Mojang can start a new company and pursue a new endeavor on their own.
All right, so it's been an interesting couple weeks with new games.
A lot of games. It's my favorite time of the year.
So we got about 5 games we're going to talk about. The first game we want to talk about just dropped this past Thursday, past Friday. It's Ryse, Son of Rome. Now, you've probably heard that game title before because it was an Xbox exclusive earlier. From CryEngine people. They decided to release it for PC. You know, we've had Crytek in previous episodes, and we've talked about how they were having some sort of financial struggles and rumors of layoffs and this and that. So I assume it's supposed to be kind of like, oh, we already had this game, let's kind of tweak it up a bit and release it. So it's just.
And I feel like because of the financial reasons, they probably want to get some extra cash from the PC market. I think Ryse got decent reviews in the media press.
A lot of people I know that played it said it was an okay console game, but just because of, I guess, the actions you have to do, would be a really good PC game. So now it's on PC.
Cool.
Cool.
And there was a 4K. A little
yes, the big thing they're touting and they're real proud of is that it's a 4K.
Yeah.
It's like 4K experience too.
That's
as well.
cool.
So really nice, especially with all this technology. We see all these 4K monitors coming out, that it's 4K. So it's been, I guess, redone. It's a new enhanced version of Ryse that's 4K and looks, I assume, very, very pretty. But I mean, the release trailers have been in 4K and stuff like that. So it looks real nice. So if you have a 4K monitor, check that out and see if you're interested.
Click the little gear and
be sure it's on 4K.
So one of the games that I've been most anticipated for me, I'm not a big sports game fan, but NBA 2K15 has just released. And it is beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know the history, so last year, when the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 just came out, they released NBA 2K14 for those, and then they released the same game for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC. Well, unfortunately, Xbox 360, PS3, and PC got the old engine, and the new consoles got the new revised engine. And that kind of makes sense. They wanted to show off the power of the new engine for the new consoles.
But the PC version hurt graphics.
Right. The PC did not get the new gen consoles. Now this year it has gotten it. Okay. And the PC version looks amazing.
We were looking at some video of it earlier.
Yeah, it looks like a real
game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't follow a lot of sports games. I don't really play Madden. I don't play football games. I do watch basketball here and there. Now that 2K15 is actually on PC and with the new engine, it's very tempting for me to go out and purchase it. It has all the same online features that Xbox Live and PlayStation 4 Network have. So yeah, if you're a sports fan, go check out a YouTube video. We'll leave some in the description here, and just do a comparison video and see the difference because the engine is really, really top notch.
Now another game I think a lot of us were excited about, especially Skip, because this is like an old throwback game, is Gauntlet. Gauntlet came out, new, kind of redone. You know, Wizard needs food badly, and so that's.
I love the trailer, by the way, at the end. Yeah. Don't kill the food or don't shoot the food.
They actually did stats of they've been recording stats of things that happen, like gold taken up, kind of, I guess, potions used and stuff like that. And one of the stats was food destroyed, food attacked.
The trailer was just like it's a standard trailer showing off Gauntlet, and the very end it's like, remember one thing, don't shoot the food.
Now, what's really cool about this game is, it's multiplayer, four-player multiplayer. You can actually, and I found this on accident, you can have like multiplayer over the internet, but have 2 people playing on the same screen.
That's pretty cool.
So that's really cool.
So it's local and internet play.
Multi.
Multi. So as many players as you want on either internet or local.
I haven't tested yet with multiple joysticks. I've done joystick and keyboard because I actually hit the keyboard and it logged a person on keyboard as myself. It was really cool. But that'll be interesting to do. And I'll post on the kind of the DR discussion. Now, speaking of the DR on this, it's great widescreen. It does what we want. Horizontal plus. It adds to the horizontal on single monitor. But multi-monitor, it then switches to vert minus. That's kind of sad. Which is really interesting, though, because the people who made the game, Arrowhead Studios, made Magicka. And Magica at least
works perfect.
I think it has a silver at least, a B rating.
It has a pretty good rating.
It has a really
good.
I think the only thing is it's a spanning HUD.
The HUD, yeah, that was it.
So it's really interesting.
Maybe there was some technical reason, or they changed. Maybe they thought multi-monitor wasn't.
We were excited for this, so we'll see. We'll see if there's been some updates.
So speaking of games that do work or don't work, but mine actually does. Shadow of Mordor just came out.
It in.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. So Shadow of Mordor actually works great with multi-monitor. Hayden it's not perfect, right? So Hayden does have a fix to center the HUD and fix some of the elements of the game to resize them. But for the most part, with the Flawless Widescreen Fixer application, it runs fantastic. Frame rates are really good. You can use a joystick or a mouse and keyboard. I prefer the joystick actually for third person. It's nice because it shows you the buttons related to the controller, and then if you go back to using mouse and keyboard, it'll switch to the buttons. Again, the frame rate's really done well. Don't have any lag spikes or drops on multi-monitor. I can turn all the eye candy up, and the game itself is amazing. I mean, it's not really a super innovative. It's more like Batman. It's a lot like Batman, and you just run around and kill orcs. But there is some systems, the Nemesis system, which is the way that the enemies get stronger when you lose to them, and they remember who you are when they kill you. They say, "Oh, I remember killing you." So if you do want to play a multi-mon game that works, and you like a third-person action-adventure kind of beat-em-up game like Batman, check out Shadow of Mordor. You might be pleasantly surprised.
So, one last game. We were excited about this. You and I have been excited about this game, and we saved the best for last. Aliens Isolation.
Yes.
Kind of the in-between story between Alien and Aliens, where you play as Amanda Ripley, who was Ripley's daughter.
And we've talked about this before on the show a lot. Now we finally get to play it, which is...
I mean, we were scared about it a little bit because of the whole issues with Colonial Marines.
Yes.
But this, at least what you've played and what I've played, and we're about the same place in the storyline, we've been...
Yeah, pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised. It's been very, very good.
Fantastic game. Does work in multi-monitor.
Mm-hmm. The multi-monitor, well, first of all, widescreen, it works great. It works perfect. There's no complaints there. But the multi-monitor, it's yes and no. I have an AMD system. I loaded it up and I did all the DR, and it was perfect. And I was excited. And there was
HUD centering?
HUD centering and everything with the AMD system. But then someone posted, I believe it was Toothless Spoon on the forums, posted that on NVIDIA systems, there's HUD spanning.
Yeah, HUD spanning.
And really you just get your health bar on the left. I don't think there's anything
that actually kind of reminds me of Deus Ex, because I remember when that came out, AMD users had correct spanning with iFinity, and NVIDIA users did not. But eventually they patched Deus Ex to make it work with NVIDIA for multi-mon. But it's very similar.
I believe Deus Ex was an AMD experience.
It was.
And this is as well. This totes the AMD experience logo.
Yeah.
And so maybe there's something with that with the I guess the API or the SDK that they use.
Yes, probably. Now, the biggest thing about this is
the hidden Oculus Rift support.
Yes.
So originally at some of the conventions they were showing us off, there was some sort of Oculus Rift demo with it. But it comes out, there's no options for it in the options. But Reddit users in, I think it's our Oculus, have found the hidden Rift options to do it. It's all, the INI files, all the all the settings
a little bit of
files.
hacking the game a little bit.
So you just got to do some console-ish sort of things, and people have been able to use the Rift. Now, personally, I haven't. First, y'all know that we got the Oculus Rift development kit too that came in. And right now, I spent all last night before this trying to get this to work, and I couldn't get it to work. Granted, it was like midnight or whatever at the time, but I haven't been able to get it to work yet, and I'm going to work on that. I'm really excited because
I'm interested to hear about how it will play with the Oculus.
Now, speaking of the Oculus, we have the Oculus, and we're going to be doing some things with the Oculus near future, reaction videos and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. Now, speaking of experiencing things, the Christopher Nolan movie, Interstellar, is doing a tour with the Oculus Rift.
So if you're interested in Christopher Nolan, who does the Batman stuff, and Inception, his new movie Interstellar is coming out, which I don't know about you, but I'm loving.
Matthew take a shirt off McConaughey.
Yeah, and they're demoing the movie using the new Oculus DK2.
So that's exciting.
Yeah,
it's actually
that's
in
ridiculous.
Houston this upcoming week.
Yeah.
I think
New
we're going
York,
to try
Houston,
and make
and
it.
LA, right?
Yeah, something like that. I'm thinking about trying to make it if I can, and if we make it, we'll see if we can sneak a video and stuff like that. But if you should check it out, we'll link, I guess, sort of the dates.
We can put the link for it. So again, we do have an Oculus DK2 with the WSGF. We're going to be passing it off and demoing it and throwing some videos up, our own personal videos of the experiences on it and games that we like. So look forward to those in the very near future.
So we have some site news. We're going to just end it off with some site
WSGF news,
If
actually.
you remember, what, month and a half ago?
Yeah, we talked about the
We
survey.
talked about the WSGF stand survey. Well, we've looked
We were
at
very cryptic about it.
Yeah, we didn't want to say too much because at the time we knew what we were going to do because of the survey, but we still wanted to talk about it. So we've taken the survey and we've analyzed it. There's actually a video up about it if you're interested, and we'll link it below. But we are changing the WSGF Freedom Stand.
I don't like change.
You don't like change? You're going to like this. This is going to be real good. Well, it's going to be bad
It's
for
actually
us.
really great.
It's really, really cool for anyone who does not have a stand and wants to buy a stand. We are kind of combining all the stands into one. So you remember originally we just had a 3x1 with a segment bar, then we had one with a tall pole where you could do the auxiliary monitor. Now everything is going to have all the equipment to do both.
That's good.
So we have a short pole which can do just 3x1 and nothing else, and then we can have a tall pole added to it so you can switch in and out.
Right.
So you can do 3x1, you can do 3x1 with an auxiliary top or auxiliary bottom.
Which is what's right behind us.
And I think that's, so you also have 4 mounts. Now, for the people that want to do 5x1 like I have and Skip has, all you have to do is just put in like a little note, say, I would like the 5th mount. And then for free, you will get the 5th mount.
So you can do
essentially you could do the 5x1 landscape or portrait, sorry. So essentially you get a 5x1 stand.
You get a 5x1 stand, a 1/3, or just a standard 3 monitor stand all in one.
All in one.
That's pretty cool.
That's for a lowered price as well.
That's even better. And Christmas time's almost here.
It's that time. We're getting some stock in, so if you order now, we're going to be a little bit behind. We actually have, I don't know if he wants me to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's going to be someone who's going to be reviewing it, so it'll be exciting to see another person. If you remember, Linus from Linus Tech Tips kind of talked about the Ergotech version of what we have, which is the same thing, except without telescoping arms. Now, also added is this neoprene custom cut under thing.
Which, if I understand correctly, was part of the survey. One of the comments and feedbacks of the survey was that the stand moves around too much, slides around.
Especially on glass.
And slippery surfaces. So this new neoprene cutout, you actually lay down first and then put the stand on top, and it is like glue.
Yes.
I mean, the thing does not move.
So if you notice in my review, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to review my Battlestation at that time, if you notice, I had a towel on it. Yeah. So I was suffering just like everyone else, because if I didn't have that towel, it would just slide off and hit my window, and I would lose all 5 monitors, which would be, or 3 monitors at the time. Sad day. Now I have this neoprene, and if you see with this picture we're going to include, it's a lot cleaner, and you can't tell. And I have
and it's literally the perfect shape to fit on the
We actually
bottom
cut it at an angle so it hides underneath. We were talking about, I don't know if we're going to do this yet, taking a stand, one of our own, and shaving it down 1/8 of an inch on every side so it just be a little smaller. So it's a lot easier to put on. So really exciting. You can actually, I believe, order that if you already have a stand. Check out the link below for the stand post. Now, really, really exciting news with stands.
Yes.
We had a guy on the forum, link the post, who wanted it's like 32 inch 4K monitors, 3 of them.
He gets some bigger monitors. He's running 4K.
So we had to design a stand that can hold it. So we designed the WSGF Mega Ultimate Freedom Stand, or whatever it's called now. If you take the arm length and stretch it out, I went over to Skip's the other day, it's 8 feet long.
Jesus.
It's 2 stands put together. We'll link the video. It's really exciting to see. 2 stands linked together. It's a 7 segment bar, I believe, or it could be a 9. It's an odd number.
Wow.
And it works. It's great. It looks awesome.
So this would be the stand if you're over 27 inches on your monitor and you want to do 3x1 or 5x1.
You can do 3x1, supposedly 5x1. We haven't looked at that yet.
So 3x1 over 27 inches, we have the mega stand. And if you go to WSGF site right now, the first video up currently. Probably ours will be bumping, but it'll be the second video. There's a YouTube video, right?
Yeah, checking it out.
Kind of showing it off. So check it out.
The table it's on is a full-size kitchen table. If you want to understand, like a full-size 6-family kitchen table. It's great.
8 feet long.
So check that out. Essentially what you're doing is you're just buying 2 stands and you're letting us know you want the mega stand and we assemble it for you so you don't mess anything up.
Cool.
And it works. So
Very
check
nice.
that out. It's really exciting. So be sure you tune in next week. We're going to be announcing hopefully a partnership we're going to have with an unnamed organization of people.
Very cloak and dagger.
Yeah. Very secret, very shh. We don't want to talk about it yet because we still haven't finalized everything. But it's going to be good for us and good for y'all and good for them as well. But really good for y'all. You should install a certain Battlefield game that ends in 4. I was going to be a little more cryptic about it. Really horribly
Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Nod, wink, wink sort of thing. So check that out. Check us out next week. It's, like I said, it's going to be great. It's going to be great for all of us. You should also check out our Steam page, and we'll link it below.
Steam Curator.
Because Steam Curator came out. And there's a lot of people. I know Total Biscuit has one, Jim Position, PC Gamer, and
all my favorite guys have their own
they all have their
lists.
own. So we're going to be rolling out with our own. Now, the difference between ours and theirs, they're saying, oh, these games are great. You should check them out. Ours are just going to be games that are good in widescreen and multi-monitor. It will say, hey, look, this is perfect in multi-monitor. Hey, this is perfect in widescreen. But it's going to be just a collection of Steam games that you can go, oh, hey, look, this will work great for my setup.
And I think this would be a really good asset because, if you're on Steam and you're like, oh, does this game work multi-monitor? You could check out the site. You could see if there's a DR. Or you just click on Steam Curator. There we are. There's the list. Oh, the game's on the list.
And it'll link. We'll have links to the actual DR so you can say, let me read in more into it because why is it not perfect? I want to do that calendar. We need to have everything in by November. So start taking pictures, start posting up on the forum. Remember, we're going to pick 12 people, and the 12 people who are the main month pictures, I will personally buy your own calendar and mail it to you. So you get a free calendar if you make it onto one of the months. Yeah,
so this is going to be a 2015 WSGF calendar featuring all the cool battle stations that have been posted, voted on. And we're looking forward to doing it. I mean, it'll be great. You get a free calendar if you post, and you get to show off your rig, which is cool brownie points. Mm-hmm. And who knows? You could be in another 2016 calendar if we could keep it going.
Just start building it up. Let's do this. But do that. You also need to do our DRs, right?
DRs, of course.
We talked about a bunch today. You could talk about it if you did it next week.
Yeah, and that'll definitely the DRs will help us with again the Steam Curator part. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. I am at Computer Lasco.
I am The Destroyer FTW, and you can check out the main Twitter at WSGF.
Make sure you follow us just for any news, updates, changes.
Streaming, I know you jumped into streaming.
Yeah, I was actually streaming on Twitch, some Shadow of Modor, which was really fun to do. So yeah, guys, keep in touch with us and tell us any comments or suggestions you'd like to hear about upcoming new episodes.
And we will see you next week.
See you later.